Andy, can you check the YouTube channel? I'm hoping. Showcases the channel. March 22.
Should have been a scrum there, shouldn't there? Yeah, should have been a scrum.
Yeah.
I was going to say, technically,
did they have to choose a weekend or did they
it is. Either way, definitely got it.
That's the biggest.
I think it's that is. Have you been more attention? I mean, not today, but I'm sure like as soon as I forget about this one, we'll have it. That's exactly what we're talking about right now. Yeah. We actually have one of those. So if the cat brings it in and it's never held up, so that it makes it dead, it's a door. We hold the cat scrum that is surviving it. They want fewer scrums. Yeah, that came in. You can't do that. Right. You can't be engaged prior to. Only one person. More than one. We're not really all. Yeah, it's everywhere. All around the ball. Yeah. We have opinions. We're watching the game. Yeah, and they're right in the middle. We're no That's the rugby club. I think it's really their attitude. I can't do that. Probably the best. You're a referee.
How are you? How you doing, bud? Yeah, good.
That's all right. I don't want to hear me say anything about it.
Yeah, right? Where'd you get that idea? Welcome back, Lance. I'm gonna. Hang on 1 second. Jenny has stuff in the Jenny, hang on 1 second. I'm gonna pass the phone to you. Yeah, no, we got plenty of stuff. Oh, you got a parent. Okay, cool. Our tip, the referee is on field one next to the She flew in that, one of the referees, she's at the U23. Oh, sure.
You got advantage for a knock there.
Here you go, go! Get over here! Daddy! Come on! Gotta go! Forward! Over here! Come on! Go! Hey, win it!
Line out.
Nothing here before is terrible.
Over here, we're in chat. Congratulations. Thank you. How you doing? Good. Look at that. I know. Yeah. Right. Roll out of bed. Right. You almost walked here, right? Just about 5 minutes. Yeah.
The mic's picking up everything.
Sorry.
Just warning you, that's all.
Me and Walt.
One more!
back, get in there! Follow, Rachel, follow!
Thank you to my auxiliary cameraman, Andy Perkin. He kept it the first half. That's my disclaimer on live mic.
One more! Go, Ricky, go! Good pass! Follow, get in that rush! Outside, you got it right here, good. This way, Rachel. Go this way, go back this way. Stop, Frank, here we go. Guard, right here. Rachel, walk the weak side. They might come your way. On offense, Rach. 8-man pick and go. Your way here. Get a little closer, Rachel. It's our ball. You get closer. You get closer. Back on defense, Greenwich! Back on defense! Rachel! Guys, get on the defensive line. on scrum. Rachel, watch the weak side here, okay? That's your man right here.
Big job with our girls.
Watch this way, girls. Watch this way. You're going to pass it out. Up on the line. Make sure up on the defensive line. Up. One more. Look over. Get in there. Go. Get in that ruck.
Right, up around the shoulder there, right back.
Guys, we gotta get in there with your red. This is last time we need to big drop.
The other teams weren't restricted from using that.
Thanks very much for that.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to see you get hurt.
Good game. Did ask about roll? Yeah, he did good. Everybody got a tie?
I've had like what former right, welcome to day one of MAWRS, the Mid-Atlantic Women's Rugby Showcase. We are about to witness the EGRL Elite Girls Rugby League Championship game. Hi. The championship match is between Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and MAWRS Rugby, New Jersey. I am Marjorie Linares. I am a coach for U14 at MAWRS Rugby, and we have with us Phaedra Knight.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here today.
Awesome, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Very excited for today, for the big festivities of MAWRS. That's a slip.
Looks like MAWRS is taking control right away.
Yep.
Nice big carry there across the 50.
It is Anna Kugelman, scrum half. That is Sydney Sibilia with a run on the wing.
And she just squirted up the left side.
Strong runner.
Yeah. Broke away from the masses and puts it down. That was a strong run there by number 8. Not wasting any time putting points on the board. That's the best way.
Yeah.
Talked to the girls a little bit before the match, and some of them were a little nervous. And I said, "Hey, you know what? Nerves go away with the first hit, or that first big run." And so,
and drawing the first blood too.
Absolutely.
So these are the Sibilia sisters, running together, walking together, chatting. Great kick by Layla Galarza.
Excited to have later on join us as well, Steve Lewis, General Manager for Rugby United New York.
He'll be joining us for the day as I run off to coach the little ones for their first game at 11, hopefully.
It's awesome.
We were very excited to be able to have a dedicated field for the U14 and have multiple generations of women's rugby here today.
Yes, such a good thing. When I was playing, you know, you didn't have, I mean, you had very small pockets of U18 rugby players, it just wasn't as developed, right? You know, everyone was in college, and to see the evolution of the game to today it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't really have access to any of that, but I'm so happy to be able to witness this grow with, especially with the inception of the Elite Girls Rugby League, and seeing how these different clubs around the local states are just putting together national quality teams at such a young age. Some of the U14 girls sometimes try to play at like the skill level. It's good enough for them to play up as well.
That's great. You develop a good skill set. Yeah. It puts you at an advantage no matter what your age. So.
Yeah. So we have our scrum being held.
Ball just slipped through the hands, and it went slightly forward. Doylestown with the knock-on. It's going to be a scrum down to MAWRS, just shy of the 50-meter line. And we talked about nerves at the beginning of the match. That's probably a consequence of nerves.
Yes.
You'll get a number of little knock-ons at the beginning of matches.
Yeah. I'm sure getting those jitters out in the beginning.
That's a nice boot there by the number 10.
Good support in the pocket. More support by Doylestown. Great sealing of ruck. Morris has recovered. Unlucky.
Yeah, really unlucky.
Yeah.
Morris was in a good position. They advanced the ball good 20 meters up the way, but they're still in good field position. Put a little bit of pressure here on Doylestown defensively.
Good drive.
It's a pretty good looking scrum there. Nice flat backs. I'm impressed.
And they're both getting pretty low.
Yeah.
Nice support and offload. Strong.
That was a big carry by Maggie Austin for Doylestown. And that's Lily Fisk getting driven out to the ground. That number 4 for Doylestown. It's good pressure there by Morris to come up.
Coming up on the defense.
But that support on those attacking rucks is quite impressive too.
Yeah. Oh, steal.
Turnover just like that. Eh? Oh gosh, that was lightning fast. Turned it over but knocked it on. Yeah.
Didn't see it, and then all of a sudden,
yeah,
Emily Dobbs had it.
Wow, that was a great take though. Going back by Doylestown, that was number 12, Maggie Austin. She's got 4 years of rugby experience. She played her first 3 years in the pack as a second row, and then turned into a center.
Oh, natural transition, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think she probably just didn't want to be in the second row.
Oh, that's Anna Kugelman running up with the ball off the back of the scrum. So here we have Sydney running up again. Good support. Now Emily, the hooker, she's only been playing a year and has become quite a presence with the MAWRS high school team.
Well, that's quite impressive. That's good athleticism,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And always a great attitude. Always a smile on her face. Doesn't matter what she's doing.
Super. That was good hands there by number 12.
Yeah.
Scoop that ball up.
Caitlin Maroney.
Yeah. And keeping those feet active in the tackles, just getting an extra go-forward ball for Morris. There they go again.
There we go.
There they go again.
Persistence.
Wins every time. That was a nice carry. It was just good, patient phase play by Morris. They worked the ball to the left. Yeah, the left side of the field. They just used their support. I'm just gonna say I'm impressed with the level of skill, the ability to maintain ball phase after phase. Very good effort.
I think what I've really enjoyed seeing all of these teams is develop their communication skills at such a young age to communicate rugby effectively while they're on the pitch from all the teams that we've watched play throughout the season. And also the endurance of being able to travel so much to play games as well.
Yeah, that's
sometimes 4 hours, weekends, 4 hours of travel, which I'm sure we were all too familiar in our early days as well.
My. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Those long trips, those long road trips.
Oh, yeah. Played with the New Orleans Half Moons for about 5 years and played the South Union and had to travel to, New Orleans to Atlanta, 8-hour drives to get a game in.
Get out of the car and go play rugby. That's impressive.
Yeah, by Caitlin. In play. Good support. Now Ashley is a freshman. Amanda, sorry. Amanda is a freshman, number 14. She just moved up from her U14 days.
I think MAWRS may be playing the advantage here. Offsides. I'm just impressed with the awareness of these players to know what to do under these circumstances. Yeah. Very well coached.
Yep.
That young lady looks like number 8 lost her feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to play the quick ball, but was stopped. Oh, here we go. Strong running again. And again.
Putting their name on this map.
Yes.
Scored twice now in that area of the try zone. Patient play, good team play. You've got a diversity of runners. You've got players with single numbers making advances to the backs. It's good interplay between the two. Sorry about that.
We have to see if Doylestown doesn't get. Oh, good boot. Nice. Great boot by Layla.
Can you hear me?
No.
And Doylestown desperately looking to get on the board here. And that was a strong defensive stand, but didn't get there quite soon enough. Actually, player didn't roll away in the ruck, and MAWRS is going to take that quickly. Oh, big stand-up tackle there by number 10 for Doylestown. That was Maddie Doyle. Oh, and look at that sneak right up next to the ruck. That's number 6 for MAWRS, still on her feet, dragging players as she goes. Eventually being brought down. MAWRS just moving the ball out to the right side of the field. They've got a couple of opportunities on both ends, but not before Doylestown takes it back. Stolen in play. That's a big tackle there by number 11. Doylestown still active on their feet, playing right on the edge of the pitch. And the offsides by MAWRS will give Doylestown another opportunity to advance. And they take it quick. They are ready to run. And that's a nice run there. She got a little head of steam on her, but her support Yeah, but her support was just slightly late. They got there, got the advantage. Morris playing the ball, actually not rolling out of the way, not rolling away in the tackle. And Morris just getting stacked with penalties during this era of play. And I think that's probably going to be called forward. And it was. Referee wants to have a little conversation here with the captain. Or one of the players. But that so before the actual forward pass, there was a penalty, so that's where we're going to start from. Doylestown getting an opportunity here to set up a good penalty play. And that was a fatal blow. Forward pass. Unforced error by Doylestown. And they're going to give the ball back to Morris in this scrum. This Morris-Doylestown rivalry is steeped in history. Many of the players of these teams have been playing against each other since they were 10 years old. So it's always a good game with them. And Morris is on the run, on the front foot. Nice. Thank you. Take there and big hit. And you see players getting stepped on all over the place. Part of the match, part of the game. That's number 3 with the big carry for Morris. Mackenzie McIntosh, she's a junior. Finally being brought down. And Morris pushing the ball out right to Elizabeth Hansen, and she breaks through clean. And the shirt tackles will not avail as she dots it down for another try. Morris taking a commanding lead in this first half. Doylestown has shown glimmers of excellence with their turnover ball, and they've proven that they can actually run. They just need to piece together more phases of play and maintain possession. They've got to eliminate the errors, the penalties. I want to note that Doylestown is playing without 5 starting players today due to injury, and the Youth Rugby Nationals taking place in Ohio this weekend. They're starting a majority of their U14 players and are excited to see what they can do. So this is a very young Doylestown team, but they're missing starters, really true star players like Savannah Hines, Nola Flynn, who's a scrum half, and Izzy Deltergo, who normally plays lock. Also missing Alani Marks in the centers and Nora Rosenberg in the second row. So this is a very young Doylestown team. But there are no better ways of getting this experience than just putting in the action. Morris looking quite ready to go. And that's a nice take there by number 8 for Morris. That's Sydney Sibilia. Put the first points on the board for Morris. And then another big carry by the try scorer, Elizabeth Hansen. That's a good pickup there by Morris on the loose ball. And they look to move it right. There's plenty of space out right. That's offsides by Doylestown, so they're going to march back 10. And Morris is going to take the kick, it seems. It's going to be a big kick. And it just clears touch. Bounced inbound and out. So Morris will take it here. Just 10 meters inside of the 50. Doylestown 50. And they're dropping. There's short line out, 5. 5-man line out here. And they're looking to run those forwards through to probably open up space outside and free the backs. That's a good line out throw. Morris looking to just move it, and that's a good run there. It's number 12, Caitlin Maroney. And going weak, bringing it back to the weak side, number 15, with a nice roll. Molly McPherson to buy time for her support to get there. And then the pickup by Elizabeth Hansen. She's gets stripped, incidentally, into tackle. That was number 4, Lily Fisk, the 8th grader for Doylestown, but Morris picks it back up. And they're looking to threaten outright. Kizzy McIntosh in on the carry, goes to ground, and Morris spins the ball out. Nice hands, putting it through, going all the way out to the wing, really stretching this defense for Doylestown. Working that ball, stressing the defense. Pushing it in again there. Keeping those feet active. Morris gets in yet again. That was a great team effort. Morris doing an impressive job turning the ball over, moving it from the left side of the field to the right side of the field quite efficiently, letting the ball do the work, having players run on at pace, and just keeping their feet active.
Nice work, Amanda.
In both 2021 and 2022, these two teams tied in their 15th season opener, and it's rare for it to happen once. But in 2022, the match looked like it would go to Morris early on, but Doylestown Dragons kept battling. They scored an important try at the end of the first half, and then they spent the first 10 minutes of the second half taking the lead. Morris consequently lost a player to a yellow card for a tip tackle, but they regained their momentum, scoring late and sealing the tie with a conversion kick as time expired. So they finished their second match in 2022 31-31.
Hi, how are you? Hey.
So Doylestown here, kicking again. I am going to be joined by the highly esteemed Steve Lewis momentarily. Morris, running it strong. Nice big strong run there by the number 6. That's Nisa McLaughlin. She's a junior and a USA pool player, no doubt. The U18 program. That program is headed up by Martha Danes, who is here scouting. Doylestown with the turnover, taking the quick tap there. And the ball is stolen, and I think the referee is reaching into his pocket to pull out a yellow card. That's number 2, Emily Starkweather, going to the bin for 10 minutes. I'm not certain what that infraction was. But the discipline on both of these teams could probably get a bit better. Lots of penalties so far in this match. So they're sure both coaching staffs are going to talk about it at the half. Oh, my God, and that's just an outstanding run there by number 10. Pace for days, Doylestown. That's Maddie Doyle. She's the captain, playing by and leading by example for sure, but Doylestown with a mishandle lose the ball to Morris again. But going back to Maddie Doyle, she'll be playing with the PA All-Stars tomorrow. She's a twin, and she can eat a gallon of ice cream all by herself. That's impressive. It's something that I can't do. Lactose intolerance doesn't allow that. And we're back into the scrum. We've had a number of these today. And they've been quite well executed by both teams. Nice and low. Backs are flat. But that's a big push by Morris. And they take it up that narrow right channel. But the support just isn't there in time. Ball carrier felt compelled to hold on to the ball. And Doylestown regains possession. And we are going to have yet another card. And that's huge. That was number 21 for Morris going to the bin. So that's Erin O'Brien. That's 2 yellow cards. Number 2, Emily Starkweather is already there. Now Morris playing short 2 with 13 players. This is a huge opportunity for Doylestown to exploit the mismatch in numbers as they take the ball up. But Morris just getting right in there and turning the ball over with 13 players. And when you've got that sort of fancy deception, ball carried in 2 hands, it creates nothing but a mess for the defense. And Morris taking it up. That's number 30, offloads to number 15. That was Gonzalez to McPherson. And Morris just unfazed by the 2 players in the bin. They're just going at it, taking it nice and strong. Number 4, Abby Amerman. And the ball goes back into the hands of Hansen. And that try attempt is held up. It was a good defense there by number 3, Daisy Jabala, the 9th grader, playing her first season of rugby for Doylestown. And Morris takes it. Quick take. And they get in yet again. That's number 7 for Morris, Emily Dobbs, the captain, committed to Virginia Tech, showing no mercy. And again, just want to note, Morris is playing with 13 players. 13 players.
Yep.
but seemed unfazed.
I'm back.
Excellent.
I am back after some technical difficulties. I know Steve Lewis is around and will be joining us. Perhaps after.
Band up here.
After potentially halftime.
I'm impressed with the Doylestown team because a lot of these girls are very young. They're part of their U14 program.
Yes.
And although they're down,
that has not stopped them from putting in big hits.
Yeah, they're putting in big hits. They're not giving up. Let's put it that way.
I've also been impressed with how comfortable the players are communicating with the ref.
Yeah.
At such a young age, especially as a teenager, you're not really feeling super comfortable talking to anyone, let alone a ref. But the coaches have empowered them with knowledge of rugby and confidence to be able to know their sport and know the rules and know how to communicate with the ref.
Offsides by Morris.
Here, number 30. This is their first season playing.
Yeah, that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
My first season playing, I was offsides all day. I didn't know. I didn't have that discipline, so she's doing a great job of staying.
I don't think I knew how to run my first season.
That's a big tackle by Morris.
Ooh.
But tackler not rolling away in timely enough fashion. And you see it, Doylestown, number 17, just scooting across the field. That's Liz Johnston, 6 years of rugby experience.
And having those big runs, firing up for the rest of her teammates to push forward even when they're down. Stopped.
Yeah,
abruptly.
Rosado hit a wall there.
Yeah, very abrupt.
Offsides. These penalties are just
back to back,
mounting up. They got a player down, and I think that's number 7, Maddie Rosado. When she hit that wall, she got a little banged up. She can play in the back line, but has been playing mostly at flanker this year. But the 9th grader getting a little bit of attention over on the sideline.
I have my commentators on camera. You want to wave?
Hello there, everyone who's watching. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Women's Rugby Showcase. If you just logged on to see a family member, a friend, or just love rugby and can't get enough of it.
And if you're nearby, come on down.
Definitely stop by, check out the games. There'll be some food soon. And please check the U.S. Women's Rugby Foundation pop-up museum celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first women's rugby game in the USA. I have a beautiful display of history, and we'll get to see multiple generations of women in rugby throughout the day.
When did you play rugby?
I started in 2001 in Venezuela originally, and then I moved to New Orleans and played with the Half Moons, and kind of just lived around the world. Played in Sydney, Australia, for Sydney Uni, and then just recently, I call it my retirement team, MAWRS Rugby, but I've been doing a lot of coaching for U14 for the little ones.
Awesome.
Call them little, but a couple of them are my height, and I'm pretty tall.
That's awesome. It's the one sport that, doesn't matter where you go, when you meet a rugby player, you've met a friend for life. So that's
absolutely
certainly an anomaly.
And now we have the illustrious Steve Lewis.
Steve Lewis, thank
Adrian
you so
Knight
much.
in the house. How are you?
How you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Now I'm in the right part of New Jersey.
That New Jersey transit was taking you all over the place,
Yeah, I
eh?
had a little mishap. Didn't read the map correctly. Ended up in Clifton, New Jersey, not Clinton, New Jersey. But I'm here now. I'm happy to see you.
Happens all the time. Happy for you to be here.
What's up? So what's shaking? First half, Morris on top.
Morris on top, pretty definitively. Several tries to nil. But I will say they're missing 2 players. They have 2 players in the sin bin right now. This Doylestown team's quite young, as I've noted over the course of the match. A number of their players are from their U14 program. They're showing some really nice skill sets. Just got to string it together more consistently. That was a nice steal. Picked it out of her hand. A big carry by number 30. That's number 11's streaking up the right side of the field. That's Emily Van Doren. She's a sophomore. Plays number 14 too. She can play both sides of the field in the wing position. Nice pick there by the scrum half before she gets flung to the ground. But support right there immediately as Morris continues left and back into the hands of number 30, who really kind of started this song, Taryn Gonzalez.
Looks like a high tackle signal, so it'll be a penalty to Morris. About 5 yards out.
And there she goes, number 7, Emily Dobbs, and again, the captain herself for the try.
Yeah, it's just basic physics there. Larger human, smaller human, close to the line.
Pretty much. Emily started playing, or started the U19, actually U14 girls tackle program at Morris with her dad, who he's the head coach for this Morris group.
The famous William Dobbs.
Yeah.
Esquire.
She'll head to Virginia Tech in the fall. I talked to her a couple years ago, back at the World Cup in San Francisco.
Yep, this Morris program, obviously one of the better run, better coached, better organized in the country. It's a real club in every sense of the word. Men's team, women's team, boys, girls. A terrific institution in this part of the world.
Yeah, I remember coming down here many moons ago at a camp.
Back when you were young and good looking?
Young and just unstoppable.
That's it.
Now that I'm old and stopped.
Stoppable. Eminently stoppable.
Stopped.
But what age, Phaedra, what age did you start playing rugby at?
I started playing rugby, I think it was 21. I was first year in law school when I first started.
So you discovered it quite a bit later, which was the standard at the time, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have these tournaments and organizations and leagues.
When did you start playing rugby?
Well, I was 5.
Well, it's
About
such a
25 years ago.
Yeah,
I was
25
5.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Across the pond.
Correct. Didn't have a choice. Went to school, played rugby.
Perhaps one day that will be the norm here. That's the end of the first half, Mr. Steve.
Yes, indeed. MAWRS dominant, as we said before. But just, to discuss this league, right? Elite Girls Rugby League, the new inception this year. A terrific step forward, I think, because, in terms of trying to elevate the quality of the rugby that's played. Certainly teams have consolidated, but trying to get a regional competition, which is what this is, and perhaps expand it further going forward is the way to go. As you know, when you're trying to develop players, just setting aside the pure fun aspect, and we're all here having a great time, but when you're actually looking to identify and develop younger girls in terms of national team, what have you, then this quality of competition is exactly what's needed. You have to. Competition is the primacy of competition is
Absolutely.
undoubted. So
Absolutely.
So the more of this stuff, the merrier, which is why, personally and obviously with Rugby New York, we're very happy to support it.
That's great. Perhaps we can get Martha Danes over here before the end of the match to talk a little bit about the U18 program, National U18 program. She's walking the grounds.
Yeah, some news there this morning. They're starting to get some competition again, so she'd be the person to discuss that.
Yeah.
But obviously, from a national team perspective, the women's team are down under. They're not over, they're down under, and they got their second test tonight against Australia.
Australia, right.
What are your feelings about that? Have you been on top of this tour much, or?
I haven't been on top of it too much. I did notice that they didn't, they fell to Canada, which, for the team, it seems like when they first step off a plane and the first matches on these tours tends to be one of their weaker ones. They get better as the tour progresses, and so.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's terrific that Women Eagles are getting this opportunity to get 3 games played down there, as a dry run 3 or 4 months before the World Cup. Once again, good competition, right? Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Both Canada and the US obviously missing players who are in that Premiership final. So not perhaps a true test of full strength for either side, but still, a strong win for Canada. I think 5 players went back, and then the Premiership, cavalry has arrived, so they're actually in New Zealand now and available for this evening's game. So a little bit of a switch up in the lineups.
Yeah, that'll make a huge difference. There's so many of the U.S. players that are playing in the Premiership.
Well, when you look at the composition of the team probably going to the World Cup, right, you've got the ones from the 8 to 9 from the Premiership to come in.
Yep.
You've got some of the 7s crossover players to come in.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of trying to, it's getting cohesion between the existing group, that Premiership group, and the 7th
players.
That is ultimately what you're picking the World Cup team from.
Yeah. Are you planning to go to the World Cup this year?
I am not. I have
No New Zealand for you?
No New Zealand. I've been there once before, 1994, when I was an infant. 1994, it's a miserable tour. It was 3 weeks. I played as an infant at fly half, and it rained pretty much every day. And as you know, I'm a passionate rugby man.
Yeah.
So it's the first time, it was 2 practices a day, and we're getting the hell beat out of us. I just had a horrible tour.
Yep.
It's probably the only tour I haven't enjoyed, so I'm due a return trip.
You
to
are.
Antipodes in better circumstances.
You absolutely are.
What about you? Did you ever play down there?
I did. First time I played was my second test for the U.S. In 90. I guess it was 99, and then I returned to play with the all-world team after the 2002 World Cup. It was actually in 2003. Under some cool circumstances and with some cool players from around the world. So
that sounds all right.
It was a fun time.
But an exalted company.
Yeah, some real characters, some legends. Jill Burns, Dara Suasua was really overseeing that entire event, and Frank Bouvier was coaching. So it was quite a cast.
What position were you at that time?
I was actually at prop at that time. First
Prop.
World Cup was at prop.
Small numbers on the back, huh?
Small numbers.
You're fessing
Small
up finally.
numbers.
Fessing up. Yeah, I was all these years thinking you were an athlete. Not that props are unathletic. Don't anyone get the wrong impression.
It wasn't long. It wasn't a long stay, though. After that, I started transitioning to the back row.
So did you start off as a prop?
Started off actually as a center.
Right.
And Kathy Flores thought that I could. I think there was a greater need of mobility in the front row. I had the strength to play in the front row at that time, but the speed, I could survive in the back line. So I will take whatever opportunity I have to play with the national team at that time, and so
absolutely,
I took the bait, I took the bite, I took the dive, and played the first few years at prop, and then moved, like I said, into the back row going forward. So it's quite an experience.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that one of the benefits of starting the game earlier, or playing the game earlier, is you can try out a couple of different positions. So these girls here, at this age, shouldn't be necessarily typecast.
Right.
And to get minutes, to get time at different positions,
yeah,
different levels, is just helps your complete rugby IQ.
It does. It does.
It's a long half time.
It is 10 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
It's a long 10 minutes. What's on tap for Rugby United going forward?
Well, obviously, it's a big day for us. We're in the playoffs tonight in Atlanta. So Rugby New York in the first round of the Major League Rugby Championship Series play at 8:30 this evening.
Will you be hopping on a plane?
I will not. I have a high school boys all-star tournament tomorrow all day in Hoboken, which was already in the books, as well as this event. So not traveling with the team to Atlanta.
Okay. What are your thoughts? What do you think? What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's interesting. Players are back now from injury. We don't really, have almost have a full complement to pick from. So I feel on our day, if we play to our potential, we play more rugby than Atlanta. But I don't. You can't knock Atlanta. They're a very competent, efficient, effective team.
Yep.
And they're hard to beat, particularly down there. So that'll be a cracker tonight at 8:30 on FS2.
Excellent. Yeah, hands in, hands in. Emily Dobbs with the hands in on the ruck. That's a good double team on defense. And good sportsmanship, too. Making sure the player's good. MAWRS continuing with the theme. Full line out. That's nice insertion there by the wing. Then fly half sneaks up the side of the ruck and ball gets turned over again. And again. So we have a...
I think first knock on by Morris, there should be a scrum with Doylestown.
Yes. Captain Liz Johnson putting the ball in, 12th grader. 6 years of experience in the game. She signed with Westchester Rugby for the fall. Her primary position is actually hooker, but because of the numbers they're missing today, she is filling in at scrum half. That's a different perspective.
Yeah. So I was saying before, getting time in different places.
That's right.
Different things. It's all good for your education of a young rugby player.
That is so true. Morris back to the full count with 15 players after playing the last 10 minutes of the first half short 2.
A couple of players in the naughty chair. What was that for?
Didn't get the infraction. Free kick there to Doylestown. Player didn't really...
Yeah, hands in again by Morris. That's 2 in a row actually they've given away at ruck time.
Number 12 is on her way. Maggie Austin, 10th grader. She gets it again.
Yeah, a bit of sustained possession here for Doylestown. They had a good break there in the centres. A little messy from the scrum, but still in possession.
Morris takes it away from him. That supporting the rucks just isn't consistent enough, and Morris is just looking to tee off. As they crowd numbers into the ruck.
Yeah, loads of numbers out right here. Can they move it effectively? One more.
And that's the young lady who's been playing her first season of rugby, Steve. It's Taryn Gonzalez, the big run. She's had a couple of those this game. And Morris just continues to pressure this Doylestown defense. A little bit of singular running, but it's still effective enough. And the ball gets turned over. Unfortunate knock there. It's like number 4, Lily Fisk.
Yeah, I think there's sort of one sort of pattern that's pretty clear as the rucks are pretty messy.
Yep.
It seems not necessarily interpretation, but there's certainly an area of the game that could be improved and cleaned up, I think.
Yeah. It looks like that first support player is not securing the ball. They're not nice and low over to protect.
Yeah, as you know, a lot of things go into good ruck, right? It's ball presentation, it's fighting the tackle, it's second play coming in, body position. Lots of small things that have to go right for it to be an effective ruck.
Knock forward, or actually forward pass.
Yeah, always a danger when you got 3 fields on the go, a couple of different whistles. Which one's ours?
Right.
I think that might have been what happened there.
Just look at the hand motion of the ref. That's what I did that time.
So I see a tent over there with PSK stuff. Is that some kind of famous fashion line?
Yeah.
Something you want to discuss on air?
Yeah, sure. PSK Collective.
And what's the PSK stand for?
It's the initials of my name. We don't need to divulge all that information, but everybody knows who Phaedra Knight is. We'll leave that S as a mystery.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Happy to have the representatives out, though, to represent the brand and give out some gear to these ladies this weekend. And there it is.
Yeah, Morris moving the ball well to the left, using the width of the pitch, recycling the ball a couple of times, and then just punching it in from close range.
And that's when they've had their most success with these scores, is when they move that ball across the pitch.
Number 6, the scorer there. Number 6 was the scorer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It's number 6.
It's the far side of the field from my aching eyes.
Nessa McLaughlin. Called her name before.
Yeah, I think
she's
apparently her father's a famous cameraman. Would that be correct? To see the man behind the production here, the one man making this all happen.
That's all it takes. So I'm sure that score helped notch Nessa McLaughlin.
And that's a terrific kick. Terrific kick. We should be recognised there. Probably 7-8 in from the touchline. Good job.
She's had a couple of those today. Speaks to the skill level of these players. Certainly been an improvement since I last watched a high school match. The tackling, much more technical, and you obviously see fewer injuries as a result. So that's certainly a welcome thing. Doylestown is just looking to score. They just want to score.
Doylestown with a kick. Looks like they're shaping left.
John's going to be the... Okay. All right.
There's the kick. Has not gone 10. Decision for Morris. Restart or scrum again. I think they're asking Doylestown to
re-kick.
Repeat the favour.
They like catch. They do well with obviously catching, fielding the ball in the air. Get a good head of steam on the run. Smart decision.
It's going a wee bit deeper. At 10 again. Speculative kick, middle of the field, regathered by. Oh, that's a crunching tackle. Hit of the day so far. Yeah, they keep coming, Doylestown, despite that. Not afraid of the physical challenge.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful steal there. Perfect body position, just got right over the ball. Took it away.
Good counter-up from Doylestown. Good competition. Penalty advantage to them. But they keep coming.
Nice hands there by number 20 for Doylestown. It's Ashley Volante. Just that bit of a mishandle, and we're back to square one. And that young lady's done a lot of work today. Elizabeth Hansen for MAWRS. Quite a bit of real estate she's covered. And it just opens up these opportunities on the wing. And we got another penalty, Steve.
Indeed. Far side in front of the enthusiastic and vociferous MAWRS support. Couldn't quite see the infraction, but clearly a MAWRS penalty.
I think it was diving over in the rut.
Cloudy day here in cosmopolitan Clinton, New Jersey.
Yeah, it is.
Not much of a breeze. Good temperature, perfect conditions really for rugby.
Sun will find its way out hopefully before the end of the day. Bit overcast.
What's your favorite weather to play in?
This is good weather to play in, right? It's not too hot.
Anyone can play with a dry ball.
Yeah.
What's the challenge?
I think there's a challenge of 15 other players on the other side. And the demons in my head. So there you go. Well, you like playing in the
Well, growing up
Mudfest?
Growing up in Scotland or Ireland, you don't have much of a choice, you know. So it's,
yeah.
a dry ball was a treat.
MAWRS is taking it back. They are hunting for their next one. That's Elizabeth Hansen. Looks like she's going to take it in for another try. She's trying to get it center, but doesn't make it. But she puts it down. She's just really kind of imposing her will on Doylestown defense, just running through players all day long. And at this point, I think it would just, again, it would just satisfy this Doylestown group to score a try. All right, Steve. Another kickoff to MAWRS. See if this goes 10. And it does. Right into the hands of the Anna Kugelman. Nifty scrum half.
That's a good tackle by Dolestown. 4 or 5 players on the right here. Once again, a good tackle when perhaps the ball could have been shifted.
Gonzalez just puts her head down and barrels into the defense, but it's good enough to advance her team to the 50 and set this up.
Again, numbers on the left here for Morris. Good tackle again, though, from Dolestown. Centre on centre. Ball was spilled. Dolestown now in the counter attack. The winger on the right-hand side's got a bit of space, and she may well be gone.
She has got some pace to burn, man. Where has she been for the last 60 minutes or so? What an outstanding run, and she centers it.
Yeah, terrific score for Dolestown there. It was all predicated based on that initial hit in the midfield, a jarring tackle. Ball came loose. 2 sets of hands from Dolestown, and the speedster on the wing.
Well, that's an 8th grader. That's
finishing the job. What's an 8th grader when they're at home? I mean, what age is that?
Saina Accarde.
How old is that, though? Explain
8th grade is, hold on, Tan is 5th. Hold on, I'll do, I think it's 13.
13.
Maybe she's no, am I wrong? Maybe 13, 14. Yeah, 13.
Excellent. Terrific effort from the youngster.
She played rugby, flag rugby for 6 years. This is her first year in tackle.
Well, she didn't get tackled there.
Nope. 13, 8th grade. Wow, that was quite a run. And you can see the Doylestown, that just restored a bit of just energy and enthusiasm to these girls. I mean, this is a young bunch, so
it's not easy up against that older team, more physical team. Perhaps it's just easy to shut up shop and head to lunchtime. But that was a great effort there. Great character shown by Doylestown and no little skill.
Doylestown recovers what could have been a disaster for them. And
now it's the old adage, right? Put hands on it. Attempted fly kick by Morris didn't work. Doylestown regained possession, got a penalty, and here they go again. Oh, that's terrific.
What a
terrific
tag there.
Coming on at pace.
Yep.
Moving at pace.
Man, that's number 13, Regan King, 11th grader. And she is in there. 2 in a row. They're striking back.
Say that name again.
Regan King.
I know her.
You know her.
That's been to West Point camps. I just didn't recognize her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, she drives almost 3 hours each way to practice. That's a dedicated young lady.
She is indeed, and that's another terrific score there from Doylestown. Is the comeback on 2 in a row in under a minute. Great effort by them. Great character.
Yeah, it's great character. She's great character. When she's not training for rugby, she's a volunteer firefighter in her community. That's impressive. She's had a couple of big runs this match. Couldn't quite find the space at the end of the day, but she certainly did this time.
Yeah, got her just reward there.
Are you working at all with West Point?
No.
No, it's over.
Nope. It's in the past.
Okay. That was a good. You guys had a good thing going there. You and Lara Vivolo.
Yeah, it was terrific. Thoroughly enjoyable. It was a great group of girls, great group of athletes. And unfortunately, I think our big chance of the Sevens a national title was the COVID season. We finished second in the CRC the year before. 10 of players coming back that year. But unfortunately, as with everyone, we lost the season. And, that chance was gone. That having been said, Sammy Sullivan of that West Point crew made her debut for the Eagles a couple of days ago. So pleased to see that.
That's great. Big turnover there. MAWRS. And it goes back to Doylestown.
I think back to that West Point thing, I think what's interesting, if you look at women's college rugby, if you take out the two big dogs, Life and Lindenwood, then the Northeast is actually the best, most competitive league between Dartmouth, Harvard, West Point, Quinnipiac. This is where the best women's college rugby is played, in my opinion, in terms of a league.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's operated, that's NIRA, who operate that. And a good many of those programs are varsity programs or varsity type support, which is critical.
Makes such a difference having that support.
Great move by Doylestown. Here they go again. Here they go again.
Woo! Watch out, baby. Number 12. Maggie Austin got pulled down by the jersey. It was a great tackle.
Yeah, good track back by Morris Flyhalf, who's actually having a pretty good game. Well-balanced game, attack offensively, defensively.
And Reagan Keane again with a carry, keeping the ball alive. Sneaky pick there. No support with her. Maggie Walker with a nice run. A little bit high in that ruck. Let's see, she's not down on the ground yet. There we go. Doylestown fighting, man. And Morris ends up with it. As you can see, Doylestown is really fighting. They want another try. They're going to have to push out left, shut down this attacking run by Morris's number 20. To Marissa Kogan. And they're just wearing down this defense. Doylestown. Big hit there by Doylestown. And that's a penalty to Doylestown. The player holding on to the ball on the ground. Good defensive effort. That was a phenomenal hit by Maggie Doyle, the captain. And luckily clears touch.
Kick for touch. Not perhaps the best effort, but it did the trick.
Did it?
Moved the ball up the field about 20 yards. Doylestown with a throw in just outside the MAWRS 22.
I mean, there's so many 9th graders and 8th graders on this pitch right now. In the green jerseys. Nice line-out play. A little sneaky move. And she doesn't step out and touch. But she gets pushed out. Good effort. That was a good play.
Cunning and guile, trickery at the front of the line out from Doylestown.
Yeah, Lily Fisk. 8th grader again. Another 8th grader. And this is one of 2 games for her today. She'll be playing a little bit later, as mentioned earlier, on the PA Rugby All-Star team.
A full complement of matches today and tomorrow here in Clinton. This women's rugby showcase.
Didn't look particularly straight to me, but that's okay. I'm not there. support there. Barely.
Yeah. Another ruck, another dog's breakfast. Dolestown still with the ball.
Nice little offloads in before the tackle. And there you go, number 12. Maggie Austin, the 10th grader.
3 in a row for Doylestown now.
They have come alive. Austin played 3 years in the pack as a second row, and then she turned center. She'll be playing on the PA All-Star team tomorrow. Look at this. I don't know, youth is prevailing here. They're coming alive in the second half. Taking advantage. They didn't give up. That's just excellent. Good attitudes. Kick is no good. But the attitudes and the play are for this Doylestown.
Yeah, body language quite a bit different. Unsuccessful conversion, but they're coming back now. Having put 3 on the board in about 10 minutes. All right, Morris, what is their answer? They need to go back to what was working before when they controlled possession, leverage their superior physicality. But they've gone off the boil here in the last 10.
Yeah, you know, and I think a lot of the mistakes they're making are just rushing it, right? They don't have the pressure of being down, so they don't really need to rush it. They should take their time, set up their plays, just execute, work through things. I know there's an excitement to want to score tries. But this is the very nature of these two teams, that back and forth game. You know, I mentioned earlier they tied in 2021 and 2022. And the trend is that Doylestown comes back in the second half. It's just kind of how the game, the dynamic works between them. Ooh, big collision there with the Reagan King and number 8. But they go unfazed, or actually it was the number 6 for Morris. And they take it away again. Morris is off to the races, pushing it out left. And they've got numbers and space on the left side, but they elect to run it back up center field. And there they go, exploiting that space. And their hands.
Hard tackle on the far side there.
Yeah. Looks like a player's down, getting some attention there.
Yep, she was moving at a fair clip, and it was a physical tackle for sure.
But a testament to these teams, these players' fitness. There have been few injuries today during this match. Very few. And there have been some hard hits put on both sides of the line. It's good to see her get up. I think that's number 8. Maybe, perhaps. Sydney Sibilia. Actually, it's number 15. Yeah. I was wrong. It's Molly McPherson, Jr.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. It happens sometimes.
On occasion.
And I'm okay to admit it. Sometimes.
So restart will be on the right hand side of the field. Doylestown's on their 22. They're put in. What is their chosen plan from here? Struggling in the scrum a wee bit. Morris have won the ball against the head. Again, little indecision there from the Morris ball carrier. You know, uncertainty and hesitation. Doubt, that's the enemy, right? When in doubt, just north-south, go forward.
Yeah, that's Jojo Mignon. She plays 10, 13, and 15.
That's it. No trumpet.
No.
No harpsichord.
Nope. Well, maybe. These scrums have been so well contested. Looks like Morris is digging in to their size advantage now and starting to shove around this Doylestown pack a bit. They're just getting that early push. And that's good support there by Doylestown. And there she goes again, breaking away, number 12, Maggie Austin. And she's been caught every time today, but she will not be caught this time as she places it down between the post and scores yet another try for this Doylestown team. They've just come alive in the second half. Wow.
4 successive tries.
They've got speed, and they know how to...
Match that seemed a foregone conclusion at half-time.
Yeah. And perhaps they knew this, right? They weren't...
The numbers have tightened somewhat.
They didn't seem to be too phased in the first half after getting scored on numerous times. I see why now. Having those is like the third try. Do you guys know the score? Anybody? Yeah. Know the score?
I'm not sure.
This is getting to become a very close game, Steve.
Indeed.
Doylestown looking to close a bit yet again. We're at a 55-22 score line, but that may change quite rapidly, Steve. The captain, Maddie Doyle, pulls away. And now we're at 27-55. Wow.
5 tries for Doylestown. When will it stop?
I think Maddie was fueled by that gallon of ice cream she eats by herself.
A tale of two cities, or a tale of two halves.
Can you eat a gallon of ice cream in
No.
one setting?
No. It would be ridiculous.
It's too bad. She can. And she can probably outrun you too.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Yeah, what a turn up for the books, eh? Foregone conclusion at half time.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Not so much. Just short. And that'll do it, Steve.
And that said, Pooh was that.
That said.
Terrific encounter. Great skill shown and exhibited by both sides. A credit to their coaches and parents and all the hard work they've done over the year.
Yes, indeed.
Both sides contributing. No more so than Doylestown on that scintillating second half where they put 5 tries on the board.
Yeah, and just the sportsmanship displayed in this match is awesome. These teams know each other very well, obviously. You can see it. Lots of respect and really good rugby. Really good rugby.
You have an MVP?
Do I have an MVP?
So I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll
you
let
tell
think.
me. You tell me.
A couple of candidates I thought on each side. Reagan King at centre, her other co-centre 12, whose name I don't know. I thought they both had good games. For MAWRS, I thought there was some fearsome tackling from back row player favourite Nessa, and I would have to go with number 10 from MAWRS. I believe it's Layla Galartzer, is that correct? Probably butchering the name.
Yeah, I'll agree with you.
Yep.
She did a great job of just really kind of commandeering the match, moved the ball quite well.
In addition to that, though, so the things you look for as a coach, right? So not just the attack, but she tracked back, made a very good cover tackle, saved a try on the far side. She was also in over a ruck and poached the ball in the middle of the field. So it's an all-round game from her, I thought, both offense and defense. So she would be my pick, whether to be an MVP.
Well, I will follow your lead on that. Layla Galarza. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Gotta request it early, you know?
Sir, that was knocked on white or wall.
2 weeks from now, this is Skinny Central. Today it's great.
Go, Don, you're good. I'm rolling. Hey, run out. Mark it, mark it, mark. One, two, ready, up! Matt, you need water?